Welcome back to That's What She Said. I'm super excited today to introduce you to our guest, Mandy from Lola's Brush.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So today we're talking about women entrepreneurs, but I think you have lots of irons in the fire. So why don't you give us an overview of all
paint?
Why don't you give us an overview of all the things you do, and then I want to hear about how you started Lola's Brush.
Oh, thank you. Okay, here, let me paint the picture for you. Yuck. So I'm never bored. I am never bored. I feel like I have so much going on, just like a lot of other women. I'm an elementary art teacher. I run my paint and sip business, Lola's Brush, and I also run Gallery 217. So always busy, always having a great time, and if I was gonna define what I do, I would call myself an art educator. That is sort of the nice little title that sort of ties all of those things together. So,
and in honor of your paint and sip parties today on That's What She Said,
cheers.
We're having a talk and sip episode.
Yay!
Cheers!
Cheers!
Okay, so tell us how you started Lola's Brush.
That's a good question. When I first moved here, I moved here from Chicago, and I was a high school teacher. I taught high school for almost 10 years in the Chicago suburbs. And when I got here, I was really lonely. I didn't know very many people. I had a baby, and I was just kind of like looking for something to do. And I feel like a lot of people in Champaign experience that. There's sort of that transplant sort of element. And so I would get really dressed up and go to the park, right? Like with my baby and try to hit on other moms. I was totally mom dating, oh my, hey, is that the same organic juice box? We have so much in common. And it turned into, really trying to get myself out there and make some new friendships. And I ended up becoming really good friends with my neighbor Erin. She lives one house away, has little boys just like I do, and I remember the day that she called me and asked if I wanted to come out and drink wine with her and her friends, and it was yes, all of my dreams had come true. I was like, oh my gosh, I get to go and hang out with these girls. And what it felt like was okay, imagine when you're in junior high and the coolest girls ask you to sit at their lunch table. That's what it felt like. It was this victory. So had a great time, and that friendship kind of developed, and that group of girlfriends said to me one night, they were like, hey, we get together every month. What do you think about doing a paint and sip party at your house? And I was like, oh, yeah.
It just keeps getting better and better.
That's a great idea. So I made my husband, he has a little wood workshop in our garage, which I was always kind of it makes a lot of dust. I'm like, all right, listen, I am giving you a job. So I had him make 30 easels. And he made 30 easels. And I think we had 10 people come over, but I didn't even care. And so all of these people came over, and we had, all the girlfriends came over, we drank wine, and, they were like, we had so much fun, why don't you try doing this for a living, or, a new business, and so that's...
Great idea.
That's how it started.
And how long ago was that?
That happened a little over a year ago. So we've really picked up a lot of steam.
So with That's What She Said, in the 2015 Lady Fest, which was our first annual Lady Fest,
yes.
Lola's Brush was a featured business and had an event for women during the weekend of events. So tell us about that experience and how that helped your business.
Okay, so in October, we had the Femme Figure Show at the gallery, and that was sort of the beginning of Gallery 217. It wasn't called Gallery 217 then. We've embraced that gallery
can you
side.
Tell people where that is?
9 East University.
Thanks.
Right, thank you. Right by downtown, the city building. We're right there. Free parking after 5 at UC.
Good.
And
it's a beautiful space.
People are always, thank you. Yeah.
So beautiful.
I love it. It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous spot, and we've just really enjoyed being there. And the beauty of it is that it's just this gorgeous gallery, open gallery space. You can have painting parties in there, which we do, and we're BYOB now, which is great. And then also we have
I bead.
you know,
I bead.
Yeah.
yeah.
I be-wide my bee.
And we also have, our gallery work there. So Femme Figure was such an amazing show. We had around 20 artists that all submitted a variety of work. So the theme was all femme figure, but the media was different. So it was photography, painting, drawing, it was a very nice, well-rounded group of artists and artwork.
And
that
what
was
a
there.
great tie-in to That's What She Said. It's
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
So I'm really looking forward to doing it again. I feel like I'm really getting it together as a gallery owner, like I'm just getting started, and one positive experience leads to another.
So I'm a little curious, how do you do this? I mean, how do you take a group of women who've never painted before? What do you start? Do you give them a blank canvas and just say, pick a picture, or what's the process?
So they will. Ooh, yes, this is our Audrey Hepburn painting. Thank you. So we start off by we advertise and we have a calendar on our website, lolasbrush.com, and our Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram. We're on it all. So we like to keep our social media audience very updated with what we're doing. So that was a fun one. That was so much fun.
Cheers.
We all drank margaritas.
After a few margaritas.
Yeah, we drank margaritas
fun.
at Guido's. It was such a good time. So we do different locations, so not just our BYOB location, but we also do Big Grove Tavern, Guido's, Jupiter's at the Crossing, Pizza Antica, lots of fun. And they are all different. So some of them include food and are for children. So
That's what I got this one because as a mom of 4 kiddos, I think what a great party. How many parents are always thinking, what are we going to do for the party? How are we going to contain the beasts? And this is perfect. They get to take something home, check, party favor,
So do you
check
have
activities.
certain pictures that, like if you have a kid's party, do you have certain pictures they can choose between a cupcake and a tree, or how do you decide?
We'll advertise it as the cupcake party, and then we like to, give me a theme and I'll go crazy. So and everyone's gonna eat cupcakes, and we kind of roll with it. So on our calendar, you'll see the paintings, that are available that month, and then you sign up and you can come in and you can paint, sign up for the class that you like. And then because I'm an elementary art teacher, it's very easy for me to just kind of walk people through the process. First you do this, then you do that. Very, very simple.
And the next thing you know, you have a gorgeous work of art.
Yes.
So this is a good opportunity to talk about our new segment called the CU Experience. And we are so excited that our first CU Experience was coming and painting and sipping, and it was so much fun, and more sipping and more sipping. And it was such a good time.
So let's show everybody the hosts of That's What She Said at a Lola's Brush painting party.
Welcome back. Sorry about that. We're back. So that was so much fun. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
That
It was a great time.
So one of the things that I wanted to hear about was the leap that you took. Were you scared to start your own business, to become a woman entrepreneur? Had you been thinking about it? Did it just pop in your head? How was that for you?
Well, there was a big transition from, going from the educational world into the business world. But there's so many skills that teachers have that work really well for being an entrepreneur and business owner.
Right. And you
Yeah.
have a partner too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, my partner is fantastic. So Maggie Kirby, love you, Maggie Kirby. And what's funny is, the two of us have been doing painting parties together for so long, it feels like we're like almost like an old married couple. Like, you know, like she'll intuitively know like, oh, she needs that brush, and she'll like run up and like before I can even like turn around and say like what I need, she's like handing it to me. And it's wonderful. So I appreciate her so much.
Well,
So
Absolutely.
I just want to share, it has been so much fun watching Mandy launch Lola's Brush and seeing how successful it has come in just 1 year. And part of that is that this community had a real need for these opportunities for women, for moms to get out, to have a creative outlet. I mean, I've talked about that before, that being an artistic person in a small town, like having that creative outlet is really important. I mean, sometimes I feel like my only outlet is my poor kids have to listen to my really dramatic rendering of the Itsy Bitsy Spider. I mean, really dramatic. And so I get to go to these painting parties and I'm like Van Gogh for a day. It's really fantastic. So, I mean, that's been part of the magic and the beauty, and the community has embraced you. And I mean, we have all these beautiful paintings to show. And I mean, I have a wall at home that I'm starting my own little gallery of my Lola's Brush masterpieces. Yay. Huge question though. The name Lola's Brush. Where does it come from? Who's Lola?
I'm Lola. You are Lola.
Ooh,
you
wow.
are Lola too.
you're Lola.
And you are Lola, and you are Lola. So it's sort of like an artistic muse, you know, like you can just sort of, you know, so that's our thing. You know, you come to our classes and have a little wine and
And you
know.
can be somebody that maybe you're not every day.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe somebody you
Recreate
used to
yourself.
be.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I love. I think that's a perfect story because people can go out. It gives an opportunity for women to go out together and build each other
Yes.
up and have fun, and you can have those few hours to just let it all hang out.
And that is exactly why I started this business. I started this business because, you know, like I had said before, I was lonely. I needed to get out there and like connect with other women, and this is such an important way for women to connect with each other. You know, like you need to go out and talk, especially if you have kids and work and all kinds of other stresses in your life. You need to relax and let go. So
It's all come full circle. From you
Totally.
being lonely and wanting to have some mom dating in your life, now you're making that possible. Now you're like,
Mom
Yeah.
dating. Who
yeah,
knew?
full
And
circle.
what a great story for you to share with us today. So thank you so much for
much.
coming.
Thank you for having me.
And until next week, that's what she said.
That's what she said.
That's what
She
she
said.
said.
That's what she said.
She said. No,
That's what she
Lola
said.
said it.
Lola said it. It has been said.
And that's it. And now we need to
said.
finish
More.
our
Hold
champagne.
on, I'm out. Oops.
Oh, okay.
Oops. What time is it?
Probably time to pick up kids.
Thank you to Bank Champagne for providing the She Said studios and to Texture Home for decorating the space. Thank you.
The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed that spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Hey, the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Hey, the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout.